Right, we're farming experience at this point, I guess. Is there a best possible way to get myself to low health? I don't have a huge window of opportunity to do it. Need low vitality. Don't really have a huge amount of ways to attack myself, though. I'm preferring spells simply because the damage is manageable. It's standard issue. It's very hard to get to the final points. It basically would need to be done in a fight. That's where it's easy to manage, because there's so little of a timer really in real time. It goes by so quickly, so getting to the really low vitality values is pretty hard. At least in a reliable manner. Maybe we should think this a little bit differently. Stone Garden has somewhere near the house. There's what the fuck are they called? The elemental bulbs that create surfaces of damage. Obnoxious bulbs. If we activate those, we might be basically able to run in a surface of shit. We need to distance them a little bit, they'll shut each other down otherwise. By stunned, yeah, this is a little bit bad. I mean, I can get to easily get to low armor with this, but I'm gonna be stunned. We could do a armor of the ancients. I don't have any more metal scraps. Yeah, this doesn't work either. So can I protect myself from instant death through living on the edge scroll? Because there is death fog here. That'll at least give me 5 hit points, 1 if nothing else, if it works. It would also be very convenient and quick. Worth a try. Might avoid a lot of trouble this way. We could select certain type of spells, create a minefield is probably the best thing. 5 mines after all, just a lot of damage. Where's the swap terrain? So literally impossible to get this death fog. No, not quite. There's some death fog here. You can switch places with death fog, I know that. I've done it before. That's goes without saying. Apparently, okay, there's a little bit of death fog now there. Yes. It's really hard to say. Not taking any damage. Am I totally immune to the effect then? I need a reliable way to basically test it when I get affected. Yeah, this is I'm not sure what this is, but it's not actual death fog. Well, this place has death fog. No ifs or buts about it. Genuine guaranteed death fog. This cake. Health 1 out of 1079. Ah, right. Troll killing should technically be an easy task now. I have to repeat the process another time, but again it's much faster than actually fighting the blasted thing, so... Unless he starts the fight, then we're in some massive
you again.
trouble.
Got the coins, isn't a help.
Marge bats his eyelash.
After all, truly, who has the finer bridge here? You should be working on eliminating the weakest link. Which, in case it isn't crystal clear, is Grog. Oh.
Yep. Can't do it this way. Need to prevent the troll blood from activating first. I think I've been in this position before. So you need to do the right elemental attack first, then you switch the goddamn points, then you deliver the killing blow. That's the correct sequence of events. The troll blood is troublesome precisely because it doesn't work at all like the normal abilities. It just automatically kicks in. Overrides every timing consideration. I think she was a poison user or poison vulnerability.
Nothing better. Ah, you again. Isn't a help.
Marge bats his eyelash.
Nope. Do I actually have life? 114. That is not much of a consideration though. Vulnerabilities. If we could do more poison damage, that would be great. In fact, give me adrenaline. Not sure why I didn't take more poison attacks. Right, it's still mostly vulnerable to earth, air, and water, so we can easily use those. No longer poisoned. Don't really consider that. Are you more vulnerable to cold damage at least? Not noticeably, no. Okay, do I have a poison wave or something as a scroll form? Yes. But immune to poison. Immune to poisoned does not mean immune to poison. Yeah, this seems like a perfect opportunity to use this. Now we repeat the process. Fight has to be... Ooh, lore, not enough lore master. Ooh, potentially useful item. You know. Easy ways to get to the other troll. It is there. Probably south from that one. Fair enough. We need the death fog damage anyway. But getting up there from here is pretty much impossible. You almost died there. That effect will stick with me for some time. There's one good bit of point in being here. I can check what the blasted troll is actually vulnerable to. Should be seeing it from here, at least that much. Fire, yeah, that's pretty much perfect for us.
If you have to think, why not think big?
We're in a somewhat vulnerable position. Don't particularly want to go into the fight with the mobs.
Back so soon? Oh?
He shoots you a patch.
Good for... I know, and feel free...
Yeah, he's gonna switch the bridge. This is all irrelevant to us. It's too sucky. At least with the rune we might have a theoretical use for it.
The spirit peers up.
Trolls. Almost. But of course, every specimen has their... I know, right? I mean, what else should occupy a life?
So we don't particularly have anything else to do but follow the troll. Wrap that up, then we'll look for extra trouble. Honey bears. Well, that's what I wanted. That's where I want to go next, anyway. Right. A little bit of fire damage, instant death.
He rubs his leathery.
Sure, and I don't want to hear any whiny little baby noises of...
He smirks.
The fire damage to do. As cheap as possible, please.
Oh! What? What?
I got a little bit of life back, which is somewhat of a problem. I didn't think about that. He would still have 10% of his life back, which is 1,000 hit points. But it's not like it's a irrelevant thing or something. About 1,000 points of damage. Strictly speaking, we don't actually have to do quite so much damage. And also just cause him to... No such things. Just jump into the fire. The discount will allow me to ignore the wasted points.
Oh! What? What?
do a single fire attack. Are you... yeah, vulnerability fire? Definitely. So, this is death. Not bad. Lore Master 5 ring. So, fingers crossed, that's potentially a massively useful ring. Experience point situation looks nice too. We got about 50,000 experience points from all this mess. Not bad. Few jobs like this, let's level up. Still, don't really need that anymore. Don't really need that anymore either. What exactly was I giving up in exchange to get these powers? A fairly low level basic attacks. Right. I don't really have the means to identify this shit. I'm not getting anything from my item at the moment though. So there has to be, I do have to have the lore mastery items necessary to do this. At least lore master +1 from something. And the answer is no. No, I don't have to have anything. There it is, lore master 1. It still only allows us to identify one of them. We might be able to use the Lone Wolf Mark to actually enter the Lone Wolf base without having to fight through it. It's a fine ring. Nothing amazing, but it's still fine. And the magic armor increase would be substantial. It's a bit of a problem with us at the moment. It should be closer to 1000, so basically about 200 points more than it currently is. The bears.
Honey bears, looks like.
Avoid woken of certain type.
The spirit of a young man stands before you. You are a sorcerer. Huge, hideous, void-woken bees. Stinging pain consumes you as the bees attack you, and the honey bears too. The bears survive. The honey bears eat the bees.
Yeah, they're not gonna take it well when I touch the honey. Bear shapes are irrelevant. They're just a warm-up to the real guys. Fairly unremarkable all around, no positive or negatives really. I'll just freeze their asses. At least the good attack abilities for the next shape they are gonna use. Anybody get an elevation advantage here? Yeah, but not a good one. We're just going to hold position more or less. Yeah, good timing on that one. Cursed oil will without a doubt detonate. Don't use any earth, everything else is a go. Water or air will work just fine. We're gonna jump away and blast them with the explosive as much as possible. Might as well take advantage of all that oil. They're spitting oil at me. Technically it's some kind of anti-magical armor ability. But it matters what it is. Uh, 16,000 from the fight alone.
The spirit of a young sorcerer stands huge, hideous, void-woken bees. Stinging pain. The honey bears eat the bee.
I have plenty of honey, I don't need any extra. Right. We need 180,000 XP. There's a big fight there, big fight there. Maybe go there. There should be Jahan north of us. Don't think I've visited him even once. If nothing else, he's another trader we can use. We could also kill the witch at this point. Witch is only really killable because, well, if you have fire immunity, she's irrelevant. That's something we have easy time to get. 50% resistance isn't good enough. We can get to 75 and maybe even 90, and then double the effect for me. So that should be more than enough for the witch, even though she lowers our resistances. Yeah, we can just combine two 75 resistance potions if necessary. That would still be 150% resistance, so yeah, even if we are burning and have some resistances lower, it's still probably not quite 50% resistance lower. Who knows?
He has 10,000 names, all true and cruel.
I see a cage. And in it, is that a demon?
10,000 masks of cowardice.
In the darkness of the woods, you spot a man. Despite the old...
Go on. Step in from... There is much weak.
He eyes you with a sudden...
I stand corrected.
He sighs. Contentedly it seems.
The roads are rather dusty today, aren't they, Godwoken? May I offer you anything to drink? Because you look so very thirsty. Oh, not for...
He pours a glass of wine from a bottle in his greatcoat and drinks...
To your very good health, I'm sure. I am Jehan. Above all, I am a demon hunter. Of course you are. That quid pro quo. It will come as no surprise.
He points towards the northeast.
I know it's there. My caged guests have of course, consider it a test. Kill the and let me shake your hand. The demon's dies like all of his. There is no such thing. My advice, above all else, remember that.
Maybe these options would be things that we should ignore. The talking with the demons, basically. That might be the reason why the sworn option never really popped up to me, because I just outright killed the demons in these type of situations. I never really negotiated with them or anything. We know it's a rotten deal, but we also know that there are at least two Swornbreaker sides in the game. One we can make ourselves, and one you can find in the last chapter of the game. So there is a way to break the oath, even if we would make it.
Death fog ups. There is more. I also spotted a sloop further down the shoreline. But of course, a quiet.
He smiles.
I know. I have. Trust me. It is a place. Rumor he contained the demon and its blood. I met him.
He looks you up.
Aren't we all?
Intelligence, single-handed, dual-wielding, water rune slotted. Better armor, more intelligence, but less keel bonuses. Better armor, more initiative, more dodge, more retribution. This is a fairly standard issue outright upgrade, but it's not really that either. It is better, but it's not. It's better in a way that I don't really give two shits about. Bartering leadership. They're the wrong type. Everything's the wrong type. Hey, he should at least be able to identify the mysterious ring I have. Loremaster 5. 400 gold just to identify it. Holy shit. Yeah, it has more than double the magic armor of our best alternative ring. Huntsman, Pyrokinetic, Necromancer. Well, Huntsman is useful, Pyrokinetic is useful, air resistance is somewhat useful, Necromancer is occasionally useful. So it is by far our best ring by a huge ass margin. So yeah, thanks for that. I'm still not sure should we focus on physical or magical armor. I'm still leaning toward physical though. The outright thing is that dodge is our main protection when with physical, and that can be nullified totally, and there's not much I can do about that. Unless I could stack different dodge effects, I guess. I mean, one from a skill and one from a potion. So that might... It still wouldn't solve the issue, because the marking ability, for example, lasts 3 turns, and both of my dodges in total last 2 turns. I would still be boned to some extent, and their accuracy might be over 100%. That's only possible, especially with finesse. So the dodge alone isn't a solution to everything. Resistances I can pump to something like 180% pretty much with everything. 150 fairly easily, 100 trivially. So those resistances are much harder to get to below 100%. Especially if I put them on immediately. If I delay, then that's not even matter. They might be able to throw some crap at me that achieves it. I'll buy the try leggings too. It'll double the physical armor, lower magical armor a little bit. Initiative stays the same. We'll get dodge and retribution. It's still more or less the same. But it is slightly better. Do I want to sell something to him? I don't think so. I might have something little, but nothing really worthwhile. And I have money, 46,000 now.
May you wonder.
1,150 physical armor. We'll replace the... I think I'll replace the weaker magic armor, even though the skills are a little bit better with that. The jewelry seems to be my main way to keep the magic armor at least somewhat relevant. So 780, 960, right? Major boost.
Nothing good will come of speaking. They'll talk themselves out of that cage if you'll your play.
The creature
Hey, want some gold? I'll give you what you want after you set us free. No!
Careful now. It lies.
Does the demon celerity do? Movement, action point increase. It's permanent. What next? We could go probably in this area. There's lesser fights, things like that. There's, for example, at least fight against some deer here. The bigger boss fights are much tougher than anything we could encounter at these other places. I think it's time to start wrapping up these. A level 14 deer, so just right.
We showed them! Yes, we did! We showed them how to die. Do not sing that song for me! We'll win this war yet, sister! We'll win it yet!
That's not teleportation. Okay, well let them let the deer transform into Voidwalk and just murder them. Might be some benefit in preventing them from doing that.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Don't know what that benefit it would be though. You can probably fight them from a high elevation position. A lot of extra damage.
4 deer. The 4 deer, the Voidwoke.
Void touch deer. 1000 experience points, but no defenses. Can I jump up there now? Yes. I'm gonna stay here and see what they do. If they could get a little bit closer to me, that would be perfect. They're a little bit too spread out now. I'll put as many barriers and defenses up as I possibly can. Although... it doesn't matter. Range attack? No. Right, the little underlings did come here, but not the main guy. I don't care about that. One teleportation spell can handle something like that. Yeah, especially if we jump here. Oh no, no. It's in a slightly wrong position. Shit. Can't do it. Just have to deal with these three. No notable anything. That's the best you could do. No notable damage profiles to you. Experience points wise, pretty much irrelevant fight. Sorcerer. No complaints about that. High quality life essence. There are 3 altars in the game that I think if you pray on you will get something. Experience maybe. Let us mark the altars down. Yeah, one was there. The third one is in the left side of the map. I don't think there's much point in trying to even use them unless you can go to every one of them. Might be wrong on that one, but I would likely just forget where I've been and where I haven't been, so I don't want to do it now. Also, it's unlikely to provide anything too interesting for us. Not enough experience, not notable loot, so we'll let it be for now. We could do the elven structure challenge. I don't recall, was it level 15 or 14 opponents? Other would be here. There's some fights, but I don't recall if there were anything too interesting there. Like one tough undead fight maybe, something along those lines. Maybe scarecrows. So stuff that's a little bit troublesome, but nothing too dangerous. This would be quite a few heroes at the same time. And they were pretty much all range fighters too. There's a lot of chickens nearby, aren't there? Chickens have corpses, don't they? Lots and lots of corpses. If I would do mass corpse explosions, there would be quite a lot of corpses to detonate. Yes, yes. So it doesn't really matter how good the guys are there. Not sure how many corpses we need to make this work. About 400-500 points of damage per corpse, and they will have very for fuck's sake, they have varying defense profiles. Hey, choose the goddamn chicken. I don't think we should really risk anything though. The main thing is that the entire point of doing this is that we can end things with a single casting. Eventually lengthy fight is reduced to a single spell cast, maybe altering places of some enemies a little bit. That'll be it. Not every chicken has to go, but I don't recall what they're. Let's assume with something like 4,000 total, there's still about 8 corpses we would need to move around. I might be a little wrong on the actual number, that's hardly relevant. There's always a chance too that we don't quite get all of them in the trap, but that's again not really all that important. If I can kill 1 or 2 of them with a initial blast like that, it'll make the fight basically trivial. I can handle a couple of tougher opponents, at least buy enough time so I can throw some heavy hitting spells there. One more corpse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is definitely a fight-ending number. They'll probably appear right in front of their own areas. But I'm gonna be more or less here, so... Let me check on that. What's the range, detonation range for the spell when we stand here? So... we can basically get these two. We can pepper this area in general with the corpses. So whoever we manage to get at that point we'll get, and that'll get maybe a little bit around there. Okay, if we go to the exact edge, might be able to get that, that, and that. So 3 out of the 4. Potentially even the 4th one. Wonder if there's a better way to move such a mass of corpses around. Can't think of any though. I'm also pretty sure I'm just gonna leave this large bladder here. Yeah, and think it's not something I can detonate anyway. That's exactly what it looked like. Right, at least we're getting to the end of the preparation. I don't know where exactly elsewhere could I use these. I would have to move the corpses such a long distance that it's more of a pain to ask than the benefits are worth. So I think this is the only reasonable place where I can use this and get good advantage of them without wasting too much time on it. I think fighting them would be more time consuming, and there's always the possibility of things going wrong. With this amount of extra physical damage to bombard them right at the opening, I don't see how the hell we could anymore lose the fight anymore. Just too much. It is pretty much impossible to handle this much physical damage at these levels. We could switch our spell selection to reflect that. I mean, add a few extra physical damage spells just in case we have to sort of clean up the aftermath. Finding Radiance borderline worthless, so what we really need is Infect and Mosquito Swarm. More or less. Raining Blood would also work, but that's not too important. We probably don't need Chameleon Cloak. We're looking to make an opening shot with this. So let me see what the ranges are. Yeah, assuming they'll appear right in front of these. We might get like 2 on each. Not sure I like that. I could teleport one additional guy. That one. Closer to here. I can teleport reasonably at least 2 guys, let's put it that way. So we should focus on getting the corpses around these 2 locations. Trying to spread them too thinly will just mean they're all going to suffer somewhat, but no one's gonna really die. So better get a killing area here. Is that a chicken? Yeah. Looks fairly good here, so if we just move these 3, maybe pepper the area a little bit more thickly with these. That should do it. Right, 1 extra somewhere closer by. Now we see how stupid this plan was. I don't recall. We need fire there, fire cloud. We need electrical cloud there, and we need ice there. So laser, any kind of electrical attack, which we don't have. This isn't gonna do it. Lightning bolt and any kind of ice attack, right. So electrical bolt.
You have sold.
Cannot be teleported. Fair enough. One final challenger remains. It's evading, enraged, regenerating, earth immunity, fortified. Do you have any vulnerabilities? No. But anything about the earth and poison can still be reasonably used against it. I think I'm gonna have to cover my own ass first. Seems like a fairly dangerous opponent. Are you immune to slow? No. That might be the key to slowing him down for now. Has earth immunity, that might apply. Go with the good old-fashioned ice defense.
Honor the forest of your fighting skill.
Okay, he did nothing. Bold choice in a fight where he has maybe a turn or two to live. Still, I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
The trial of combat has ended. You are victorious. Your prize awaits. Use it wisely, as a true elf.
Phoenix Heart. I have no idea how you're supposed to use it wisely. One-handed mace of meh. What happens if we talk with these guys now?
A certain glow remains around the totem.
Summer, fierce and unyielding. May we cast the power of the sun.
The air surrounding the totem.
Autumn, the turbulent beauty. It brings color to our home and death to our enemies. Tersendelius utters his battle cry and rains down.
Okay, what does that mean? Can I get additional buffs from these or something?
A faint shimmer remains.
Winter, that armors our forest home in ice.
The totem stares at
Spring. Gentle, so that the others may be strong. The fallen quench the soil with their...
Okay, listen to their wisdom. What the hell does it even mean?
You are victorious. There is nothing more for you here.
100,000 experience points needed for level up. Not sure what they'll do with Phoenix Heart. Burning from within the fiery heart of the Phoenix has long been an elven ritual delicacy, and a test that separates true blood of the forest from the other races. What exactly... I could save, right? Can I just put in a potion? That seems to be the standard issue to deal with the mysterious items you find. Doesn't look to be a crafting item though. Where is it? Where is it? Right, it's with the intestines. You can need to use some sort of a container with it. We grind it to a paste? No. Wasn't really expecting much from that. There are certain type of containers, grenades and things like that. But it sort of looks like it's more of a potion use. What exactly do you get from it?
You're soaring high about the treetops, moving effortlessly with your blazing wings.
Ah, I think you get the... For God's sakes, the Phoenix Dive ability from it if you don't have it already. I'm getting it from an item currently, so maybe I'm not... I can't get it by eating the heart. So I'm gonna remove the item and see if I can get it. That would be fine, I guess. It's also possible I don't have the skills currently to learn it, but usually that's not a with an elf, that's not anything that prevents you from actually gaining the skill. You just can't memorize it. But I think if an item gives it to you, you're not basically getting it because the game decides that yeah, you already actually have it.
You're soaring high about the...
No, I already have it. So there's really no point in eating it. I'm not getting anything extra from it. Maybe I can give it away to someone. Or talk about it to someone. This seems to be the general problem with everything elf related. Congratulations, you can get free skills, but you don't really know until you play through the game and probably don't remember then. And you can still buy the same crap you can get through the eating of the body parts. I mean, if it was abilities, well, let's say it would be normal skills plus a mix of other stuff. Things that you can only get as an elf. I mean, they don't have to be super amazing, but something different, and that go a long way, I think. Slight alteration of skills, maybe a combination skill that does 2 elemental damages, things like that. It doesn't have to be even all that amazing, just fucking something. What could I get from this? Access to lone wolves, so I'm gonna take the lone wolf amulet on. See if that actually gives us access to it.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Oops. Other triggers. Could I just sort of transfer the elves away there? Yeah, but the spirit isn't gonna get transferred.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
The ghostly elf stands protect. You are a warrior, proud and true. You saw your people.
Mupper? There's a mupper.
Get away from me, you lone wolf scrubber. Likely story, wolf. Go on. Piss off. Else what? You lone wolves kick the shite out of me and send me in... What could you possibly do that's worse than that? Likely story.
Nice defenses they have though. Could be a gigantic pain in the ass for everyone to try to jab attacks through.
The elf spirit seizes you by the shoulder. He screams on, but with another's voice. An elven child.
Right, so we're more or less just testing if we have a non-hostile way of entering the lone wolf camp. I can't persuade for shit, so there has to be... Hopefully the item can cover for that.
Impressive work getting past our defences. Now turn around and see if you have the same luck going the other way.
Flash the lone wolf mark.
He peers at it, then sheath.
Well, why didn't you say? In you go, and welcome. Roost is upstairs if you want him. Welcome.
This might be... Oh, they're level 14, not level 15. But they would be the level appropriate con that I've been sort of searching. Well, bollocks. I'm not gonna fight them now, that's for certain, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a look at the camp. There might still be preferable things we want to do. Also, what exactly can we do in the camp? A lot of spirits.
Turns to meet your gaze. You feel heat. The spirit, mute, holds out his hand towards you with a blast. The heat surrounds you, and for a moment you are the spirit before you. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and your friends scream for help that will not come. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you will not scream. Sweat streams from your pores. The roar of the flames drowns the screams. Cyrus Oates begins to burn. You feel your flesh blister and char, your head crackle and burn. Cyrus, you try to close your eyes against the pain, but your eyelids have burned away. You haven't breathed in what seems like hours. You desperately want to scream. But Cyrus Oates did not scream. Your mouth opens wide, and you scream in horror. But no sound comes, and you fall backwards, spinning, burning into the abyss, falling...
Do I smell smoke?
Heat, burning flesh, the screams of the dying.
That's all I need to know.
Cyrus Oates.
You made it past the traps, fair enough. But you still better step carefully, stranger, or I'll tear your throat out with me teeth. If you find out from me, you'll find...
Ah, I get it. The dialogue often seemed weird. He's the only one who isn't haunted by a ghost. Every lone wolf is.
He nods a greeting.
Well, that opportunity is not missed. Cyrus Oates.
What do you know about Sirius Oates? Suppose it was. Did the job anyway.
He looks you quickly from head to foot. The faintest...
Why don't you move along?
Heat, burning flesh.
We'll have to be somewhat careful with how we talk. It's clearly that we're missing, we're losing unique opportunities.
A ghostly aura shrouds the log, along with a penetrating icy cold. Bitter cold shoots up your fingertips, through your arm.
See what I see. Feel what look down.
Where your feet should be, you see great gnarled roots. As you examine yourself, you see the top of a small elven child's head as she approaches. She wraps her arms around you and rests her head against your great trunk. You pass her a memory. Once you were her father. You pass her the softness you remember of her chubby cheek. A tear trickles from the child's eye and onto your bark.
You see?
The child departs, and night falls. You hear voices, and the dull
You see?
You lie in pieces on the forest floor. Rough hand...
You see? You see what he does to me. You see he takes me from my life. You see you make him pay. His bones lie buried in our sacred soil, but his spirit remains. Find him. Take from him what he takes from me. I show you where. I find peace.
What the fuck are you talking about? The spirit of a live wood logs. It revenge on the foreman of the mill. Only we can help. Okay, can we see this on the map? Map. The flag is in another region. You can't see it yet. What the fuck? So it's in an area that I haven't visited yet at all. Is it a large? It doesn't make sense that it would be another section of the game. It would be... I have no idea what it means. Why am I getting quests from logs anyway?
A thin, grey...
Am I on your way, ma'am?
He looks from...
Suppose I do.
He blows.
Feller doesn't ignore an invitation from... I'm not supposed to be trading with the other... Fine. Fine, just...
I believe the persuasion attempt actually worked. Hero of the Earth Hydrosophi's Huntsman, 5% water. This is a massive improvement over our current ring, but we would lose magic armor. This 5% extra air damage, 5% extra water damage, 5% extra damage when we are on an elevated position. At the same time, I don't want to downgrade my armor. I don't. It's a big problem if I start doing that. Doesn't have to be amazing, but you do need your armor.
An elderly mage glowers at the look. He jerks his head to look at you, but says nothing. Then he opens his mouth, and you can clearly see the tip of a crossbow bolt protruding from the back. The spirit clutches his mouth in shock, and then realizes what has happened.
Thank you.
He turns and points at the lone wolf sharpshooter.
Kill him.
I guess we're going to... Well, we're going to kill all the lone wolves very likely, so I will think these quests might sort of complete themselves without me doing anything extra. I want to check the upper floor, see if they're level 14. Yeah, they're level 14. But they're decent level 14. I mean, they have a reasonable amount of defenses. Got 1000 in armor, usually both, and 2000 health. So they're not something I can just go in, throw a few casual spells and call it a day. There's a lot of them.
The whiff of chemistry is safe. As your vision clears, the spirit is revealed. A lizard. He has eyes only for the lizard lone wolf, whose he turns to you. He looks insane. He takes a deep breath and exhales. You're the Black Widowmaker, deep down in black shadows, setting your latest creation to paper. A deadly brew that looks and tastes like an... And you realize you've made your last mistake. Your throat constricts. Acid burns your guts. Your heart slows to a halt. You slump forward. A kin appears, a lone wolf. She takes your book, but you're already dead. He intensifies his gaze on the lizard lone wolf before him. If looks were poison, she'd soon be dead.
Honeyhook doesn't seem to have anyone haunting her.
Looking fresh, gorgeous. What I wouldn't give to climb your tree.
An elegant lizard lone wolf smokes Drudene through an ornate pipe. She turns one eye on you.
It wasn't I who switched his drinks. Besides, his death saved lives, so let's hear no more about it.
She puffs upon the pipe and blows the smoke towards you. When it clears, she's looking away again, as if...
Can't really seem to get anything out of these. I mean, in a non-violent way, at least.
So tired of these monsters.
Yeah, there's pretty much a spirit hugging every lone wolf. Not literally, though. But almost everyone has a shadow.
Look out! The spirit of a paladin knight leans his head to one.
She's stronger than you know. Stronger than you know, girl. And faster, too.
Level 15. Yeah, I think we should try to get to level 15 before starting anything here. As a level 14 character, this is gonna be trouble.
He launches one hand forward and, with a jolt, you are him. You're with Paladin Tom Hardwin, your best. You find the dwarven lone wolf in a tavern, at the bar. She doesn't look. You step forward to protect Hardwin as the axe comes around. In a moment, you're staring at the ceiling with Tom's hands and Tom can't stop the blood. And through the panic and the tears, he puts his own price on the lone wolf's head. He tilts his head once more, the great wound that killed him yawning.
Off the top of my head? She's stronger than you know, and faster too. And here's the thing. She hates the wet. It makes her itch, and she makes mistakes. If only it would rain.
So, water is her weakness. I guess that helps a little bit. But I have no idea what the hell that even means. Lumberjack.
Laughter plays upon the lone wolf's spirit lips, but madness flashes in his eyes.
Hey, wanna have some fun? A joke, of course. A prank, if you will. Tell Slumberjack here that Mudbarrow wants his money. You greedy smell guilt. Yes, my sleepy friend here killed me for my bloody gold. Serves me right for all the things I did. The irony. Ask her where the money is. I'd love to see the murdering little loiter basket lose her money.
Bucket of water. Alright, there should be at least another guy here.
Logical, not sentimental.
The spirit of a young woman stares in blissful devotion at the lone wolf out.
Piss off! Unless you got money.
He might have good potions. Strong will. These are fairly easy to produce. Resist alls too, I guess. I want to spend money on those. Yeah, this is all just fine.
Not likely anything you can have. Right! Pissed off!
She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf.
Is there a way to turn her against him? Debrief 4 if we even try anything. 100,000 less to get the level up. We might be able to do some of the things here. I'll check if there are any spirits in the upper floor. I still think we should do some other things first. So at the very least, when we come here, the smaller things we can do will give us the level up to level 15. I can't let Sahila down. Ooh, little boy.
Do you know him? Are you his friend? That he hurt me real bad.
He was like you. Imagine all
Still,
those
it's just
memories.
I have nothing to say.
It's about 4-on-1 if I start a fight out there. Right, is there anything to the north of us?
Then leave.
Right, this might actually be
Hey, it's a good
somewhat
living
of a
here.
good position
You
to
know
approach the area around
Your living
here.
is nothing if you're unhappy.
There's a gigantic monstrosity there, but it might be undead, so it's trivial for me to kill. That's really not the problem. Problem is that it's supposed to be a part of a quest, so I'm somewhat reluctant to try to just go in there and kill it for no particular reason. Once we've gotten the quest, that's a different matter. It's also tied to the Swarmbreaker. It's pretty much the only quest tied to the Swarmbreaker that I'd like to complete, regardless of if I have a chance to become one of the Swarm myself. I'd like to take the opportunity if it comes, just to see what it gives me. What's the point? I don't want to end the game with that though.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
The game has been fairly consistent with that everyone who's basically sworn regrets being sworn. It's just a matter of time before that happens. I think I'll head toward the monstrosity at the edge of the map. I want to see the details of it, and I want to see if there's a... what the hell am I thinking about? There's a waypoint somewhere there. Because it's sort of annoying coming here currently. It takes so long, and the terrain isn't exactly easy to travel in. If I could get some kind of waypoint here, that would solve my little problem. Yeah, automatic decay.
Ground's trembling almost as bad as
This is a problem though. I can't exactly heal him to death if I die myself with the heals. So we'll have to scratch that plan. That's fine though, it'll make the fight more interesting.
Going to be a grim harvest here this year.
Right, performance tanks here for some reason. I guess we see too much. Something in the environment that just... ugh. You'll have allies too, but they don't really matter. Harbinger Tomb, level 15, with his level 14 friends. The friends are undead, right. Fire vulnerability, that's good for us. Almost no magic armor, that's good for us. Fire immunity, poison immunity, not an undead creature either. Immunity to decaying. So air, earth, water would be feasible. Has about 1000 plus of both armors and 3000 vitality. 600 damage physical. We can delay him getting physical attacks for a while. But this is something I think where we basically should start with heavy hitting shit. Go all in. He has no notable vulnerabilities. It's gonna come right at us. What I would like is to get through his magic shield before he reaches us. Yeah, at that point I can lower his resistances by 50% and now end him fairly quickly, so that's not a problem. But He is not an easy one for us. Yep. Also, don't really see any kind of a waypoint here. I could maybe create a couple of corpses here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's fairly static. He wouldn't die even if I bombarded him with all the corpses, but his friends might. And I do have a couple of follow-up abilities. I can screw him over pretty thoroughly if I basically get his physical armor down. There's also a really noxious bulb there, but he doesn't care. Oh, plenty of corpses, my friend, plenty of corpses. Again, I don't at this second want to start a fight though. I'm trying to teleport them far away enough that nothing bad will really happen. I'll leave one of the teleportation pyramids here so we can return easily enough. Leave things at that once the battlefield is set up. That way we'll talk to the person who gives us this quest. Teleport back up here and just blow it all to hell. I'm not sure if this is actually the best place, but that might be. It'll definitely have everything within the correct area. So if I can't kill the Harbinger of Doom directly, I can at least get rid of his allies. That will probably cause him to start resurrecting people, so that will be good for us. It'll allow us to finish the job fairly easily. Right, no, even if we just do some vitality damage to the physical shield, we might still want to go through the magical shield, because I have quite a lot of fire. Nah, fire isn't effective. This would be the better location to attack him from the other side, because we have electricity attacks, good ones. We have them, but they're close range. But from here they might be close range enough to actually affect the enemy. We'll have to be somewhat careful when we dump the rest of the bodies. We might have to teleport a few extra ones from the other side too. I can't see everything. But this is another one of those situations where a little bit of preparation can make a tough fight trivial. And I would be okay engaging him on our levels. Doing the quest plus killing these, plus exploring the areas to the right. I think that's enough to get us the level up we're looking for. Sort of hesitant to drop anything there. I want to start a huge fight now. Is that it? Yeah, that body beast needs to be moved somewhere else. Not too much necessarily. A little bit to the side would be more than plenty. We'd also start the fight with an oil barrel pretty much. Yeah, there's just so much in the environment here that you have a lot of options. Lots and lots and lots of options. Detonations, oil burning. Yeah, the burning isn't actually good for us though. It's not gonna heal him though. It just won't do damage. Right, that's all the preparations we're willing to do at this point. We'll be back. I'm not sure if I want to teleport exactly here, but that's irrelevant. I'd rather teleport here than walk here from a long distance away though. So preparations for the next time. Yeah, Blackpit Caves, explore every area here. Then finish up with this monstrosity. That should be enough to get what exactly what we really want. Level up. Right. There's a little bit of teleportation hopping. I guess that's more or less it. We'll have to switch our spell selection a little bit. Remove fire spells and add necromancy spells. Something along those lines. But the fire should work here on... Right. Scarecrows, definitely a fight.